All right, good. I think it was, am I mic'd on?
Can we say one thing, Mr. Click?
Yeah, well, yeah.
If we're going to go Facebook Live, do it now.
Well, be careful.
We're starting with something.
Are we on here? Are we on? Okay, well, better not know I'm on. Probably better that way. Okay, listen, I think you all remember, I think it was September 1st when we came in, and I mentioned to you that that Chris had mentioned to me that he saw this gentleman, J.J. Watt, from Houston, and our family wanted to reach out to make sure that our company did something for the people of Houston. And then, as you know, right after that, we had two other national tragedies, one in Florida and one also in Puerto Rico. Well, we were very fortunate to have an organization here in Tucson called WorldCare, and I guess they'd reached out to you, Sam, and to our company and said, look, we want to do something also. So we arranged not only to have Ford Motor Company make a substantial gift. In fact, Ford Motor Company gave $50,000. They matched our family $50,000. And then we have another $50,000 today from our company. And then I think these wonderful people from WorldCare, why don't you all come up here and tell us what you all did, what we did in this community. Even though we probably had family were there, we might have known people were there, and this can happen anytime. We don't know when lightning might strike, okay? Unfortunately, it's happened in Houston and New Orleans. Seems like in the southeast more than it does in Tucson. We're very fortunate to have the weather that we do in Tucson, and we're not affected. It doesn't mean that this can't happen. If you all were here back in 82 or 83, is that when we had the big flood? Was it? It was 84? So that can happen. But only in this country, I think, and all lots of countries too, can people reach out and give a helping hand to other people. So I think you're going to, what I'd like to do first is, Courtney, you're the executive director and you've got your members. Why don't you come up and tell us a little bit about WorldCare, bring your team up, introduce them, and then what we'll do is make sure that we give you this. If you're really good, I'm going to give you this $50,000 check. Okay? Okay. Let's give it up for WorldCare, guys. All right. Okay. All right. Tell us how WorldCare started.
Yeah, no pressure or anything.
No, just tell us what's the history of WorldCare?
So yeah, WorldCare started in 1994 by Lisa Hopper with a vision that there's so much surplus in our community, there's a lot of waste in the community, how can we prevent that? And we can do that by either redistributing it, recycling it, or refurbishing and repurposing it. So in 94, Lisa went down to Guatemala on a medical trip actually to evaluate a clinic. And when she got there, she realized these people don't need, an x-ray machine or any fancy equipment, they need basic necessities. And that's how WorldCare started, with the idea that let's get people the basic necessities that they need. And how do we do that? We rely on the community to do that by either getting surplus in, collecting it, or repurposing it. In 96, we received our official IRS nonprofit, 501c3 nonprofit status, and we've been in excellent standing ever since. So we're going on 21 years of service in the local community. We are a homegrown agency, and we're local. The only headquarters that we have is here in Tucson. There's 5 of us on staff, 2 part-time on staff, and then we have some of our great board members up here. I don't know if I said my name, but I'm Courtney Sloniger. I'm a little bit nervous.
You're doing good.
Director. This is Bryn Tierney. He's the president of our board. This is Ellen Hallett. She's the treasurer of our board. We have Sam Matz. He's the front office manager. He was the first initial contact with your guys' team members. So I'd like to give a round of applause to Sam.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Debbie Mitchell, she's the director of our recycling program, and then we have Jody, a new member of our board of directors, and she's going to be in charge of our HR and helping me out with that. So this is part of our team, but this is such an honor to be here today. I'm shaking. When Jen said that, it's what we do, it's not what we do, it's what you guys do. We are simply the vehicle and the bridge to get the supply where it needs to go. Without your guys' support, without you guys working hard, collecting, promoting us, and getting the word out there that people are in need, we wouldn't be able to send anything. We don't have a huge warehouse stocked full of hygiene products and cleaning products and disaster relief supply. We really rely on you guys to step up to the plate and respond when a disaster strikes. You guys have done a phenomenal job. I know we have all probably done pickups at a number of your dealerships, and it's just incredible every time we go how much supply you guys have. It's very humbling to see how quickly people respond, because as you guys know, in time of disaster, timeliness is the most important thing when you talk about getting resources to the disaster areas. And Tucson has just blown me away with how quickly they respond and how generous they are. I mean, it's a testament to the Tucson's, compassion and empathy for those that are suffering. Like Mr. Click said, we're pretty lucky here. I mean, I grew up in Tucson, and I don't really recall any major disasters that we've had to go through. There's been a few, but we are pretty lucky, and we have a really generous community. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done. Mr. Click, thank you so much for your generosity and donation.
Tell us a little bit. What we did was challenge the community to come up with $50,000
Yes.
in cash.
Yes.
And if they did, we would give $50,000. And then at the same time, I think we were a collection agency for you all.
Yes.
So somebody told me a while ago, how much cash did you raise?
We raised $52,165.
All right, yeah. Well, that's worthy of our match then for $50,000. I want you to know your family, our family, also gave $50,000 to the Red Cross, which was matched by Ford Motor Company. So that 50 and 50 is 100, and this 50 and your 50 is 200,000 that came from this community and from you all. And then how much food and all the stuff we collected? How many pounds?
Absolutely. So our first initial response to Hurricane Harvey to Texas, we worked in about 15 different communities in Houston, Galveston, and a number of other ones. We sent approximately 42,000 pounds of supply. That's about 3 semi-truckloads of supply. We're still in disaster response mode. We are still collecting and able to send supply. And there's going to be ongoing needs. Disaster response is a progressive response, so the needs are not over. So we are still actively collecting and looking at other issues that they may be going through that we can address with the generous donations.
Were you able to send some stuff to Florida as well?
We did. Yep, we sent supply to Florida as well.
And then also then to Puerto Rico?
Yep, and then Puerto Rico. We're still working on Puerto Rico. We got about 22,000 pounds to Florida, which also went down into the Key West as well. And we're working on Puerto Rico as well, looking at some other needs. Versus sending supply, we're looking at something a little bit different.
So one lady goes to Guatemala and decides, I want to make a difference. Starts an agency in Tucson, Arizona, 94, 2004, 23 years later, look what you all have been able to do. Well, Tucson is lucky to have you. We're lucky to have you. We're glad we can be a part. And on behalf of our company, here's a $50,000 check. Okay, let me thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Now, you all are welcome to have some dinner or some breakfast. Excuse me. I'm mixed up a little bit. I've been traveling a lot lately. So thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, great. Thanks. Thanks again, guys. Give it up for World Care, guys. All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Whoa. All right. We're damn glad we can help. Okay, great. All right. Thanks, Brad.